Hey, what's up guys? Your average wargamer is back with another video of World of Warships. And today I am going to be featuring Tier 10 freemium coal ship which you can right now buy, and that is a Russian heavy cruiser, the Moskva. Now Moskva in 2024 is the question, that is whether you should buy this ship for coal or not. Well, in this video I will definitely going to give you some good tips and tricks how to play Moskva, as well as will answer that question whether the Moskva is definitely a worthy ship to play or not. And honestly, the answer is pretty simple. If you like Russian heavy cruiser style, if you are familiar with Petropavlovsk or Stalingrad, well, then you know that Moskva is basically exactly in the same realm in terms of its armor scheme. Slightly vulnerable, I would say, because Moskva broadside is probably one of the weakest out of all the Russian cruisers. I mean, even I would say the Nevsky is sort of tanky, because Moskva armor, I would say it's not easy to deal with. Like, if anyone will shoot you, you cannot be able to mitigate that citadel damage because it's pretty easy and vulnerable. On the other hand, as you can able to see, these Soviet guns, 203mm guns, if I'm not wrong, having so really decent guns and having very good reload time. And I mean, as you can able to see, I can have a good shots on Nebraska, which is a tier 8 battleship. And with this range mod that I have in Moskva, I can easily farm battleships with ease at long ranges, because the shell arcs are really good. If you can able to see the guns, well, it has HE and AP, and both having decent characteristics. The reload time is around 10 seconds, and I mean, I don't have a reload mod, but it's still pretty good. You also have hydro and radar, as well as you also have heals with really solid HP pool of 65,400 HP. That basically makes Moskva a very good ship when you are in hiding position like this, because, well, in a bow end, you certainly cannot be able to basically kite away because you are kind of locked into the position. But as you can able to see, there's a Shimakaze that's smoked up, and a very long radar duration of around 36 seconds, I would say, basically makes Moskva so much nice against destroyers that are trying to smoke up and doing something around 12 kilometers, because obviously these is Soviet radar, which basically is typical of 12 kilometer, and that's one of the very huge advantages of Moskva. As you can able to see, in a kiting position, I have tanked almost 500,000 potential damage without taking so much damage. And you can constantly shoot on ships like Napoli, and even like in this situation, I'm just pretty okay as long as I'm not getting citadel. And here in this situation, you can also able to see the AP power of Moskva is also very nice. If the cruiser decided to broadside, you can able to see I did almost 12,000. Very good juicy damage. The potential is pretty much good out there. And yeah, this Napoli is definitely not getting citadel, but taking very good damage from these guns, which reload around 10 seconds right now, which is pretty nice. As you can able to see, consistent AP guns with decent penetration, very good shell velocity, basically makes Moskva pretty good in doing what it is doing right now. And again, constantly damaging this poor Napoli, who decided to now run away because he realized that I cannot take on Moskva like this. A good move by him, but I will able to show you that you can also push in this ship very nicely if you have a chance to do that. The armor scheme is pretty decent. I will show you the snap here. As you can able to see, the armor is pretty good. 50mm on the sides, does have a very big citadel though, 155mm-ish citadel area, and the bow and stern is vulnerable, but overall it can tank quite good damage under this situation like that I am in right now. And as you can able to see, I'm just constantly farming this Napoli, and Napoli basically decided to kite away simply because, well, he realized that the situation is not really favoring his side. And also, I mean, I have decided to now push towards 1-2 line, since we have decent position around D and having a decent stronghold. So I decided, well, I will showcase you here the push of the Moskva can be pretty good if correctly decided to be. Here again, around 16 kilometers, I'm shooting this poor Shimakaze and dealing some good damage, which is pretty nice to see. Like, this is how the Soviet guns and these very fast shell velocity guns work pretty nicely. And that's the play of Moskva. I already tanked a million potential. They cannot able to do anything. I just used one heal, and Hydro and Radar will help me to push no matter what, because, well, this is one of the things that I really like about that ship. You won't having any issues when there is a destroyer around 12 kilometer-ish, because your very long duration radar, like relatively long duration, helps Moskva quite a lot in dealing with those destroyers, as well as submarines, because you also have Hydro. In this case, well, I decided to push in because, well, there is not a submarine that can cause me to basically slow me down, and the Shimakaze basically sort of ran away. And here, the Lepanto basically broadsiding to basically everything and just died, which you should not do, to be honest. But hey, that's something that player base does each and every time in random. So, but anyways, did 75,000 damage. Didn't get any citadel, but just penetration damage from HE and LP is basically can give you some idea that playing Moskva is definitely pretty easy once you get a really decent position. And here I'm just farming this Michelangelo that is around 20 kilometers. So the shell velocity helps so much in basically doing what I'm doing right now. The guns are satisfying, and absolutely you can push in the Moskva in a very decent way possible. Here in this case, well, somehow the Shimakaze gets spotted by Aquila, and lucky me, I just going to take a really good advantage out of that. I know that he got into 12 kilometers and slowed down quite a bit because he was turning in and out, and once he got unspotted, I just decided to basically radar him because he can be a threat to me and the GK as well, who is also pushing with me here. And with that said, well, the Shimakaze speed juking here, which is pretty interesting, trying to survive as much as possible, which is understandable. And the Yamato shooting from 25 kilometers, which which kinda is a very, interesting to see. Somehow I just managed to basically keep my speed enough that Yamato missed me completely, because if he would have hit shell around the Citadel area, well, that could be pretty devastating. But here, you have 32mm armor penetration capacity with these 203mm guns, which means that you can overmatch 32mm armor. And here, I'm farming the Thunder here because, well, this could be a potentially a kill that I can have, because Thunder slightly overextended, didn't realize that I'm also pushing here, and now I'm starting to farm this Thunderer while slowly push with the GK, because obviously a bit of a team support push is always do wonders and can do work well. Here Thunder obviously is just trying to kite away, trying to survive, but I won't be really thinking about the situation that he is in. He will survive, but well, he is trying something here, trying to kill the GK, which he possibly will, but he will eventually die because he's sort of overextended at the moment. On the other hand, I'm just pushing casually, trying to kill this Thunder and going towards A cap because, well, we have a very good stronghold, as I said previously, on D and C, and Thunder with only 675 HP, definitely not gonna survive. And here we go, we got another kill. And that is very nice thing to see. Here, in this case, I have seen that I can get the A cap, and because this whole A area, like around the 1-2 line, is completely free, and I can push easily towards A, I have decided to push towards that area. Obviously, Thunder farming the GK with HE got him burned down to death, which is pretty obvious that Thunder will do, but at least I was pushing very sequentially and systematically, and you can able to see that Moskva does pretty nicely here. Still no issues whatsoever, even though we have lost quite a couple of ships. But still we do have cap advantage. Not that much right now, like points, I haven't seen the points, but it's slightly around the enemy advantage. But once I get the A cap, it will definitely gonna turn towards our favor. Here, getting the A cap would be very essential, and Moskva, as I have said previously, that you have radar and hydro. So I mean, once you have a position to basically get the caps, you have no issues against destroyers, even submarines, because you also have ship-based ASW attacks. So that basically helps quite a lot. The anti-air defense is pretty okay, above average, just like a typical cruiser. I won't really spec my cruiser Moskva for secondaries, but I mean, the A is still kind of weird spot anyway. I mean, you sort of cannot defend yourself against aircraft carriers. They will definitely going to get some strikes regardless of how good your anti-air is. And in this case, Napoli is just constantly turning here and there. That could be pretty annoying, but at least at 21 kilometers, you don't expect your shells to land very easily, no matter what. But here, the Ohio killed the Napoli, and the game is going to be very soon over because, well, the enemy team is just completely retreating from even their D flank, which is their dominating flank, and basically that is the game. The Nebraska that was spotted around A somehow managed to go here, and now getting farmed by Ohio and just having 2 fires. And I am casually farming in Moskva because, well, that's what I can do. And this is the gameplay of the Moskva, constantly trying to farm these battleships that are generally around 19-18 kilometers, and Moskva with good HE and AP penetration capacity and very good reload time helps so much. So it is my question is it worth it getting Moskva for coal? I would say it's actually not bad ship to pick. It's a pretty decent credit earner as well, and if you like Russian cruisers, I mean Stalingrad and Petro, I think the Moskva can be one of those ships that you should pick. Even though once you have Petro and Stalingrad, I would say, I mean, totally your choice because there are so many options. But here I can clearly say that Moskva is not a bad cruiser even in 2024. You should definitely buy if you have any chance whatsoever. I mean, coal is not easy to get nowadays, but still, if you have a chance, do it. It would be pretty good ship to have in your arsenal. So I hope you like the video, and if you do like the video, please subscribe and comment and like, and thank you guys for watching. I will go and get into the team score. So the game ends. It was a victory. Only did around 100k damage. Some decent credits because it's a premium ship. You can get decent credits for this tier 10 cruiser. 1 captured, 3 destroyed, which is pretty nice to see. Team score wise, well, Ohio did really well. He was pushing really nicely around the middle, and well, as a supporting cruiser that I am, Moskva, I'm doing pretty fine in this ship as well. So it's a pretty decent boat. If you have any chance of getting this ship for coal, I would definitely recommend you if you can. If you do have Petropavlovsk and Stalingrad, well, then it basically is sort of a choice up to your taste, whether you like to have a bit of a different cruiser than Petro and Stalingrad or not. Otherwise, it's a very solid cruiser for coal. I hope you like and enjoy the video, and I will catch you into the next one. Peace out.